right. Well, it's just this guy today coming at you on Lancaster Connects, episode 70. Lancaster Gives Back. Very excited for our guest today. We're going to be talking all about giving back and the importance of local small business being a part of that, really propelling the give back forward for the communities that they serve. But thanks for tuning in here to Lancaster Connects, episode 70. Very much appreciate you. This is the show all about small business here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and the surrounding area. Really kind of the show about David versus Goliath, the battle on Main Street, big versus small. So we're going to be talking about some of those smaller charities today and how big things happen when we all come together later on this month. We'll touch on that. So it is just me. The beauty of small family-owned businesses, when family needs you at home and you've got a well-run business with a great team like we have here, one of the owners gets to stay home, and that's what Ben's doing today. So you just have me. Hopefully you'll like that. I think you will. I think you will, because I think so. Anyway, you can win a restaurant gift card here on the show by commenting in the comments. At the end of the show, we'll fire up Prize-A-Later and get that running and draw a winner at random. Or, your prize for commenting, that is a $25 restaurant gift card to a local restaurant, or really cool hydro flask or coffee tumbler. So hydro flask, coffee tumbler. From our store, Less Store, More Cuddle. Those things are really great. If you want to get your water intake up, drink about 3 of these a day. You'll feel a lot better, a lot loose, a lot less stiff, sleep better. So that's why we offer them. Your choice, one of the drinkware pieces or the gift card, just for commenting. And we'll spin the wheel at random and see if you win at the end of the show. So we also broadcast the show out YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, where you're watching it. You can also catch it pretty much on anything that is internet connected and plays video just by searching Lancaster Connects. And then by this time next week, you'll be able to take it in on all the audio podcast players too, searching the same, Lancaster Connects. So usually if you've been watching lately, Ben and I sit here and banter about local sport. Well, not local sports, but sports that we like. Sitting, it was nice to sit Sunday with a win under our belt in week 9. So the Philadelphia Eagles, my team, is 8-0. Very happy about that. We get to sit next Sunday at 8-0 as well, because we play Monday night against the Washington Commanders. So we'll see how all that plays out. But the Philadelphia Phillies ended up not winning the World Series. Although, little factoid, if you paid attention to the news, you saw the fellow furniture and mattress guy, Mattress Mac in Houston, Texas, of Gallery Furniture, made a big old bet for the Astros to win. Mattress Mac is someone that I know in the industry, an industry friend of mine. He is a professional gambler, I guess you could say, because he took home a big old war chest of $75 million off of that win. So happy for him, happy for the fans in Houston. It's always nice when your team gets to win. But that's about what we got. We're going to get into the show here in a minute. I want to touch on something, and then I'll circle back to it later, because it ties directly in with what our guest is doing. We believe in supporting the community that supports us. So one of those things we're doing is a mattress donation all throughout the holidays. I'll touch on that a little later, but I wanted to kick off the show and bring on our guest, Mark Pontz, on a note of giving back. Mark, welcome to the show. Mark's been on our show before. Yeah, happy to have you. So Mark is the publisher owner of Fine Living Lancaster, also is in the mortgage business. So if you need to navigate that right now, which I'm sure if you have lots of questions, Mark would be a fantastic connection and a recommended connection there as well. But we're here today to really talk about, giving back and why that's important. So Mark, I'm going to just throw it to you. Like, you're a local small business owner. You've taken up the charge, so to say, of making sure people are focused on giving back. Why is that so important to you?
So, Jeff, the Extraordinary Give is coming up, which is an amazing thing that Lancaster does and generates, millions of dollars in help for worthy organizations. It's something to be incredibly proud of as a community. And I think what happens with that is sometimes people don't know exactly who to give to, or why they would want to give to them, so maybe they don't give at all. So last year we started the new tradition of the Fine Giving section in our last issue of the year, the holiday issue, to highlight some what we believe to be worthy causes, worthy of consideration for your donations. And we've done it again this year, and we have a selection of some fine organizations in there for people to read about and consider. And then as we were putting the issue to print, I always write my publisher's letter at the last minute. Not because I'm a procrastinator, but because you don't know what makes sense to write about until you're just about at print. And literally wasn't sure, sat down and went like this. And what came out was what we're calling the $40 challenge.
Okay, cool. So I like how you kind of wait to write your publisher's letter till I guess you could say the magazine is a piece of artwork every time, right?
I'll take that.
Each issue kind of has its own life. You go in with a theme, but then the theme expands. So I kind of like how you're doing that. So out of this was born the $40 challenge. So tell us about that.
Indeed it was. So it's a long story. I'll try and make it not too long. But there's an old question that gets asked all the time when gas prices start to change. And that is what price does gas per gallon have to hit before you change your driving habits? And it's a tough question to answer because at a certain point in time, you have to go where you have to go. You might make less recreational choices, but it's not like you can't go. If you are a person who has to go to the office, you can't not go to the office. If you have to go to your job, you can't not go to your job. Your salespeople can't not come there.
If you have to deliver mattresses on a box truck with
right, exactly. That's perfect. That's
$6 diesel, you have to deliver mattresses.
Doesn't matter what diesel costs. You can't say, sorry, the fuel's too expensive. That said, before the pandemic, I was fairly well established in making a daily stop at a coffee shop that we won't particularly name, but it's just the one I happen to stop at, and get a very, very, very large iced coffee. And I would do that every day, 5 days a week. And if I worked weekends at the office, I would do it then too. I enjoy it. It's something I can afford, so why not? And I was recently talking to my dear friend Penn Ketchum of Penn Cinema, who is a fellow coffee hound. And this conversation came up about the price of coffee. And the thing is, when I used to do this pre-pandemic, that coffee I bought cost about $3.85. Right. And at some point, it went up, and then it went up, and then it went up, and now it was like $4.20. Like, all right, that's not that big a difference, and I enjoy it. I wasn't going every day anyway because I was working from home, but then it went over $5, and that seemed to be something that changed my thoughts. Not that I didn't want coffee anymore, but is there a different way to go about this? Because you can buy coffee from this particular company in a take-home container at the grocery store, and for then $5. Now about $6.50, you get about 2.5 days worth of coffee.
Right.
And so I changed my habits. I still go, but I don't go out of my way. I don't leave the house if I don't need to, if I'm working from home, just to go get a coffee. I just use what I have here.
Right.
But then I thought, if you're not going to spend that money, why not do something better with it? You're accustomed to spending it. So why not do something better with it? So that's where the $40 challenge comes from. And the dollar amount is simply, assuming you're spending $5 on a coffee, 2 days a week, don't get coffee. I mean, drink coffee, enjoy your coffee. Don't, because we'll all get cranky if we don't. But
right.
Drink your coffee at home, put that $5 aside. And at the end of the month, that's $40 if you don't do it twice a week.
Right.
And then instead of pocketing that $40, which don't get me wrong, savings is great, but you were going to spend that money, give it to somebody, give it to an organization that's making a difference in our community, and help them make that difference. And imagine if just 10% of the people that read Fine Living, 10% of the people that watch your podcast, 10% of the people that you come in contact with, that you talk about this with, just 10% of everybody that this touches says, I'm going to do that. I'm going to give $40 a month, every month, all year, to a different charity. What an amazing difference that will make. The extraordinary give is fantastic, but it's so big and at once.
Yeah, it's very hyper focused on a singular day. It's a day long
Right.
thing, and I think they've eclipsed the $10 million mark, right?
Millions and millions of dollars,
Right,
but that's not millions and millions of dollars to one place. And all of these organizations don't just need money in November.
right.
So let's make sure they have some money every month.
Yeah. Well, and $40. I mean, yes, that's $40, and for everybody listening, that $40 means something a little different to those listening.
Sure.
But there's a lot that charities can do with that money. I know we donate to charity water here at Gardeners because that was part of a program. I'm in a lot of business owner, peer-to-peer type groups where we collaborate, and the leader of one of these groups, that's his thing. He's very passionate about charity water. So we got something a little extra if we donated to charity water. Well, that was 2 years ago. And we've been drilling a well somewhere in Africa, or wherever the world needs fresh water. They dictate it, but we've been doing that. And I think the number is actually $40 specifically.
Yeah,
But we've been doing that for at least 24 months now.
that's awesome.
And we like it. We like supporting our friend that gives us some great insight and information and leads that group well. And we like doing good when we can. So I think really what you're saying is get intentional and you just kind of create it, and then do the Ron Popeil set it and forget it thing,
Don't
right?
forget it. Get habitual. Once you do something with it 3 times, 4 times, it becomes a habit. So you're just in the habit. And we're incentivizing people a little bit in that if they want to know where I'm giving each month, and I'll be starting this month in November, we'll post it on our social media, but in the item that you posted on our website, fllmag.com, people can get this contact information. But if they email me by the end of the month, I'll have a mailing list, and every month when I make the donation, I'll notify via that mail list. But we're also giving opportunity to a few people that if they really want to get excited about this, if they let us know they're going to do it and they post it every month with the hashtag $40 challenge, any social media, but send it to us that they did it, we're going to approach 3 to 5 people end of next summer, and we're going to put them in the next issue. In the Fine Giving issue next year, and list everybody that they gave to and give them credit for being diligent about it.
Yep. Yeah, very good. Very good. So for you, what is if I may ask, what is your process for picking the charities that you like to support? Because there are so many, right?
Yeah, there's a lot. So, and we've gotten to know so many through doing the Fine Giving, and just from having Fine Living published now for 16 years. And I personally tend to lean towards things that support children, families, or education. Doesn't mean it's the only thing I would give to, but
Right.
And that covers a lot of bases. Girls on the Run is featured in this issue. Certainly for a younger set, it's health. They're doing excellent work and have been for a long time. So yeah, but I tend to, in my own personal giving, lean towards children and family supporting charities.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, for us here, it's really about, we like supporting the charities that are kind of like that owner operator led charity, right? So the person that founded it still runs it. May not be their full-time job. Therefore, the dollars really are impactful. They serve a very special subset of people, like, Aaron's Acres for children on the autism spectrum and learning disabilities. And they have a big goal too, like a really big goal to continue to expand their camps from more than just 1 6-week duration in summer to year round, to expanding older age groups, because so much in that space ends at high school, ends at like 18 to 21. But, these are folks that need help all throughout their adult life. And so we really like that as well. I'm a big softie for pets, so we like to do pet give back when we can, and really make it a commercial here. If you want to be on this show, lancasterconnects.com/guest starts the process. So if you know charities, if you are with a charity and you want to be on this show, let's definitely have you on. Yeah, no, I like how you're choosing that. So let's talk about your fine giving issue and some of the specific charities that are in there.
Mm-hmm. I think, yeah, we talked a little bit about it, but I had mentioned Girls on the Run is in this issue. Let me find them here. You'd think you know where everything was just by having looked at it. Oh, I don't know, 75,000 times.
Right.
There.
And what you find that I know.
So we have Girls on the Run in this issue. Talking about there's some of the lovely people that work there. We have
and Ben and I were talking about that because his daughter Amelia has done a couple of their marathons and events. Was that started locally?
I believe that it was.
Yeah,
we've helped them and publicized them quite a bit over the years. And the women that we met that started it, they aren't as actively involved in it anymore, and it's grown substantially because initially it was two ladies, and now it's, when I went out to do the photograph, you saw there was all those, lovely women doing the good work there. So, but I believe it was initially local.
Yeah. And I mean, I've seen friends on Facebook far and wide posting pictures from various events. So, yeah, good for them. Really cool that it's not just about running a marathon. It's about developing the confidence to do so. Obviously, the health, goal setting, all of that's very cool that comes along with it, which I think is very important for youth today. And then, it's cool that it's specifically focused on young ladies. So that's very nice. I like that. I know there's another one where you're specifically supporting. I think I saw in the back and forth leading up to our time today, Gifts That Give Hope.
Gifts That Give Hope is a long-term charity that we are proud to support, to the extent that it started with my wife buying a goat for her mother for Christmas one year. So for those that don't know, we didn't actually buy a goat and deliver it to her house. We bought a goat. We donated enough money for a goat for a family in a less fortunate country than the United States, and gave it in the name of my mother-in-law. We won't get into her reaction to that, but it's a wonderful thing, and they are doing incredible work.
Right. Yeah. That's Jen Nepper, correct?
Jen Nepper.
Yep. Jen's been on the show before. And actually is connected, if I'm thinking correctly, her husband was part of another company that was on our show. So kind of neat how family and charity and friends come together here on the show. I always like that. That's fun.
Well, it is still Lancaster, and it's only so big. So
yeah, but it keeps getting bigger, right?
Like, yeah, fair enough.
We keep getting these awards. What was it? One of the financial magazines just gave another #1 spot.
Yeah, I think they like Lidditz. I think that particular one like Lidditz per se, but yeah, we're the Brooklyn of this. We're the Austin of that. We're just, here we are. We're Lancaster. That's what we are.
Yeah, I often say Austin. It's like Austin, smaller, a lot of music, a lot of culture, a lot of art, a lot of food. Mm-hmm. It was interesting. I was driving. My wife and I stayed down in like Aberdeen, Bay Area over the weekend. We're driving home Sunday late morning, and we passed like Willow Street area. And I said, yeah, this is where, because we were talking about our youngest son going to Career Center. Well, yeah, the Lancaster Career Center is just down the street. And I said, all of this was never here. It was just nothing but flat farmland.
Yep.
And now it's all built up because we keep on expanding within our county, which is good. It's good. And we've got the Farmland Trust to ensure we keep what we need there. But no, Lancaster is always growing. And I think it's because of this kind of focus that makes it one of these attractive places to move to retire to live in. Businesses like yourself, like us, with a consistent focus on making sure the communities that we do business in thrive and stay supported. What else do you like about building this into what you do with Fine Living Lancaster?
The magazine itself, or the charity component?
The charity, well, both. I mean, I was specifically asking about the charity component.
So that's fine. So the thing with Fine Living is it's not how I create my own source of income. It started out because I felt that there was a need that needed to be fulfilled, and so we filled it. I was pleased, and we launched in 2007, which was just a year before the big financial crisis, and someone gave me a compliment one time about the fact that I launched something brand new just before, everything fell down, and kept it going and kept people employed. And so that's a source of pride. And I think we keep it going simply because two reasons. Number one, we still like doing it. Number two, the entire staff now is family. So my daughter is the managing editor. My son is our designer. My wife is our chief writer. And my future son-in-law does photo editing for us. So we do still have some freelancers, but it's literally a family,
Oh, that's very cool.
a family joint, as Spike Lee would say. So we keep it going because A, we like doing it. B, we like letting people know the cool stuff we're finding. And really, number one is so we can do stuff like this.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I like it. Question we have from Amy: is there a museum of modern art in Lancaster? New York City says they have the only one, but I'm holding out hope for another. So you would maybe be more clued into the museums in the area.
Yeah, so we don't have a junior MoMA, Amy. Not that I wouldn't love it as well. We've got some fun museums. We've got the Lancaster Art Museum downtown. We've got the the one over by the college. That's the Science Museum. It's not the Science Museum. I'm blanking out, but there is a museum of interesting scientific things over by F&M College, and then there's the Lancaster Science Factory over by McCaskey. So there's a lot of very cool museum things, just not an exact mini MoMA.
Right. I like that. Maybe we should make that trending. # mini MoMA.
That's the one my wife would do.
Right. Like it. So let's dig into that because, we've obviously been aware of Fine Living Lancaster here at Gardner's for our time here. I really like that now it's become a family thing.
Mm-hmm.
I remember your daughter, is it Maddie? Is that
Maddie?
Maddie. Yep. I remember she was doing some photography throughout maybe high school, college years. Is that right?
No, she was writing.
She was writing. Okay.
My son does photography and is a graduate of the Corcoran School of Art in DC with a fine art photography degree. What's the hilarious thing is, as much as he loves photography, he drifted into design, and I drifted into photography. So I didn't mention, but 90% of the photography in the magazine is me.
Okay.
So I'd like to say we're a creative family. It sounds immodest to say it myself, but
right.
The proof is here. All these pages every time.
Yeah. That's really neat that it's become kind of like a Pontz family mission, so to say, a family, all in the family joint. I like that. That's very neat.
And let me interject, Jeff. The Fine Giving, I think I named it, but the idea was Maddie's last year. She said, we really need to do more. We're doing some, but we need to do some more. So that's where that came from. Yeah.
I want to get back to that in a minute. You've had the opportunity over the years to showcase family-owned companies, and you see the generations of families that have come through your pages. So it must be pretty neat to see now that your family is supporting the publication and the shine on that, so to say.
Yeah. No, everything. It's wonderful to see the generations of a business. Well, it's funny because I'm sitting here and I see my watch in the screen, and this is from Brent Miller, which obviously is now mostly run second generation. Ryan Miller's running that. We recently, unfortunately, had need of Snyder Funeral Homes, and that's third generation now. And it's nice to see the businesses here in Lancaster that really destroy that terrible old saying of the first generation creates it, second generation enjoys it, and third generation ruins it, which we don't see here. Snyder's a great example of that. I believe to be third generation and growing and doing, excellent work.
Yeah. We're actually, I just responded to a customer review on that about, not on that specifically, but similar themed. This customer moved from Connecticut. One of our manufacturers, Gold Bond Mattresses, based in Hartford and, or Weston, just outside of Hartford, but they were very familiar with the product and were just elated that it was A, still available, B, still run by the same family, and that they could experience it here right in Lancaster. So it was kind of neat to be able to give them a little bit of experience of the home here in their new home in Lancaster. But that company is a fourth generation, which is very rare in our industry, because so often these companies get picked up and bought by equity banks and spun into other things and then ruined. But yeah, we have multiple, 3 different factories on the floor that are in their at least third generation of ownership, which is neat, because we like to say we can't be a 5-star company hooked to 3-star partners. We like to say that. So we got to have good partners. And we have a Chad Snyder fan from
clearly
Steve Goebel from the Goebel Group here in town, who just put on a great event, Live to Lead. So be maybe looking for that next year from Steve. But Steve, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. So I wanted to circle back to this. So it was your daughter who came up with the Fine Giving issue. So what was that like carving? So you produce 4 issues a year, is that right?
We did. We've taken the let's see what the year tells us approach. After the pandemic, we were doing 4, and then the year of the pandemic we did 2 and a digital issue, and then that seemed good, so we did 2 this year. I think next year we'll probably do 3. It really, we don't want to, I hate to say it this way, but it seems like when we came out, there was another publication that came out right around the same time. And all of a sudden there's Lancaster is lousy with magazines. I don't know why. And I don't even mean that disrespectfully. It's just but there's a neighborhood has a magazine. I mean, how much paper do you need to put out there? So we're holding for quality content and not just to meet a schedule of, we got to get something out there, so let's throw stuff in. We'll never do less than 2. We'll never do more than 4. But if there's stories to tell, we'll tell them.
Right. So I get my question then is, so obviously this is 50% of your issue for the year, but what's it mean for you to be able to have a whole issue dedicated to this topic, giving back?
Well, it means that we're doing the right thing in the universe, and in all fairness, it's not 100% a giving issue. It is the giving issue. Our cover story is actually about a baker who's a wonderful lady, and Salt and Light Bakery. So that's not really a charity; it's a charity for your belly. I can promise you that.
If that's the case, I'm the most. If it's charity for your belly, I'm the most giving person in Lancaster County.
Yeah, fair enough. We might try for that. But and there's still music, and there's still the things that make it fine living. There's a story about a very cool and unusual medical practice that's new in the area. So it's not just that. But the point being is, it's a strong focus of it. And obviously we're having this conversation because this is what we want people to know about. And also, when you're enjoying it, please enjoy reading about Salt and Light and Alexa Cunningham, the musician. So it's still fine living.
Yeah. Very good. Well, so the $40 challenge, we'll kind of wrap up on that. So again, you're challenging everybody. Look for a couple places. Maybe those indulgences, cut back 1 or 2 a week. Maybe it's one less meal out with the family. Cook that at home. keep the difference, give that to charity. So again, we can go to FLLmag.com, pull up $40 challenge right there.
Yep.
And you're going to be highlighting people next year as a result of their efforts throughout the year. So
right. In the print issue, we will have 3 to 5 different people or couples or families that have taken on the challenge and stuck with the challenge throughout the course of the year and kept in contact with us. We want to feature them. Obviously, full photo, full page feature about them and why they chose to do it and who they chose for their donations.
Yep. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, you can really make change by just doing a little bit if it's consistent. One of the things I'll talk about later on the show is our roundup to give back challenge. And it's kind of like no different when you go to the drugstore or the grocery store and they ask you to round up your $10.87 to $11, right?
Right.
For us, it's not pennies, it's a couple of dollars or more. But we intentionally look to carve out and make ways to give back constantly in our business. And I would challenge everybody else listening and watching to do the same. I think that's always a good thing. Maybe that's where we can wrap up. And I don't mean to put you on the spot. Do you see or maybe want to acknowledge any other businesses that do that, where they intentionally, these are local businesses, intentionally have ways of engaging their customer base to give back and contribute back to the community?
Gotcha. No, I can't, unfortunately, off the cuff, I can't think of anybody. I'm sure that, any of the good family-owned businesses are doing things. They just may not be making a big noise about it.
Right.
And there's a lot of, privately owned retail spaces in the county that are all doing good things. I would say ask, if there's a shop you like, ask what they do.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we have Acorn Acres, which, man, they were on the show. So are you familiar with Acorn Acres?
Mm-hmm.
Not to be confused with Aaron Acres, because I confused the heck out of the two a couple of weeks back. I didn't even know who I was interviewing at one point. I was just flip-flopping.
One is a child, one falls out of a tree.
Well, see, that doesn't really help because that could be both. Some days.
Kids fall out of trees. Fair enough.
Right. But anyway, Acorn Acres, Poppy, the Emmy Award-winning groundhog, Emmy nominated, was tuning in with us. So we love supporting your local efforts as well there at Acorn Acres. I almost messed it up. And we love Aaron's Acres too, for that fact. But,
all the acres.
All of them. We love all the acres. Yes, that's right. That's right. Mark, this has been a joy. So FLLmag.com if you want all things digital for Fine Living Lancaster. But where can people get a copy in print? How do they get that?
I know that Bobby Rahal Lexus, a great company, and certainly does the right things as far as the universe is concerned. They have just got a fresh delivery of copies. Penn Cinema usually has a substantial amount of copies. We restock them Thursday or Friday. The fun thing about that is at Penn Cinema, the image you saw on the website of the coffee cup and everything, that's actually been made into a sticker, and there's 50 left. And I will be making sure those are left at Penn Cinema on Thursday or Friday when we deliver the magazine for this weekend's big Black Panther moviegoers. There it is right there. So I know it's going to be a busy weekend at the movies with Black Panther, and there's going to be 50 of those stickers. If you like stickers, no charge, please feel free, but you got to get to Penn Cinema to get it.
That's right. And if you're going to take the sticker and affix the sticker somewhere, participate in the challenge, right?
Yep. And tell all your friends why, and they should do it too.
Yep. 100%. 100%. Well, look, Mark, man, really enjoyed our time together. Enjoyed having you back on. I love the fact that you're intentionally making giving back and challenging others to do the same part of what you do at Fine Living Lancaster and in all the endeavors, that you're a part of. So, man, it's been a joy.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure.
Let everybody get to know you a little bit here. We got a few questions for you with our connection cocktail. Usually it's back and forth between Ben and I, but I'm just going to take the lead because obviously I'm here solo. So, and I like this one for folks like you because it kind of puts you on the spot. What's their favorite thing to do in Lancaster?
My favorite thing to do in Lancaster. So that's a little bit of a loaded answer. You've heard a loaded question. That's a loaded answer.
Hmm.
I'm also a musician. I play in a band called Bailey Run, and my favorite thing to do in Lancaster is play music. So Lancaster likes music, and we have great places to do it. There's a lot of amazing bands. Again, my name is Bailey Run. That's Bailey Run on Spotify. Please feel free to stream us. And that's my favorite thing to do, unless I'm doing something with my family, of course, which is always number one. But number two is to get to play music in Lancaster for people in Lancaster that love music.
And that's play music with Bailey Run.
Right.
On Spotify, Bailey Run.
Well, play live in Lancaster. Oh, that was fast.
Yeah, there we go.
But you can hear it first on Spotify and then come enjoy it live.
Yep. Very good. All right, like that. Favorite annual event that you go to?
I like to give. I really like to give. I like to give, and I like the lighting of the Christmas tree. But that's specific, to a holiday thing. If you just want to say what's a fun thing, I like to give because it's like a giant party for the best possible cause.
Yeah, it is. And I'll just again add to that. I forget the total last year, but I know it was over. I'm pretty sure it was over 10 million.
I believe it was over 10.
And it wasn't that long ago that, that total was in the 3 or 4 million range, which is still a lot of money.
Exactly, which is amazing.
But the fact that throughout good years and bad years and pandemic years, Lancaster has sought to raise that bar year over year is just a pat on the back to the whole community, which I think is great. Oh, there we go. 13.5 million last year. So
we stand corrected.
Good job. Extraordinary give. Okay. And last part, what part of Lancaster do you impart on friends and family when they're in from out of town?
So I have some friends from in California. They're musician friends, and the first time I brought them here, I was driving them back to the airport, and we went through Strasburg, and they lost their mind seeing the buggies. So, like literally with the phones, and so it's fun to show them that. But generally, downtown and Lidditz are the two. If you don't know anything about Lancaster, we'll drive you through the farms, and then we'll take you to downtown Lancaster and/or Lidditz to have some food and walk around.
Yep, very good. I was just at the Bull's Head the other week with my wife for a drink, and had a very good. What was it? Elijah Craig, some special batch thing. Yeah.
Well, next time, wander over to Blackworth, and there's some pretty great stuff going on at Blackworth right now.
All right, I'll have to check that out. There we go. All right, Mark. Look, this has been a real pleasure hanging with you, having you on the show.
Thank you.
Check out the $40 challenge at FLLmag.com. We'd love to see you, one of our listeners. You're kind of getting some advance notice here, I guess you could say, or some reinforced notice and urging to participate. I'd love to see if one of our fans became one of those challenge winners and got featured in the magazine.
Let's do it this way. You guys are great. You do so much for the community. Let's tell your listeners and your viewers right now. If you go on to find FLLmag.com, read how to contact me, send me a contact, tell me you are a Lancaster Connects listener, and obviously do the challenge. I guarantee that one of your viewers/listeners will be in the magazine.
There we go.
Next year, celebrated for their charity work.
Love it. All right, Mark, this has been a joy. Thank you. Yep. Thanks for joining us and being on the show today. I hope the Extraordinary Give Day is fantastic for you. I'm sure you'll make it as such, but and have a great holiday too.
And you as well.
All right. Yeah. Wonderful. All right. Well, listen, if you want to be on the show, we've already said it once. I'll say it again. LancasterConnects.com/guest is where you go. And fill out that form and we'll get you on the show. That kind of kicks things off and gets you in line with our team. And then we get you booked on a date and we have you on the show right like this. So I've got some business to do. It's rare we do business, but we're going to do some business here on the show for the remainder of our time together. So I talked about this previously. So we have something that we do here called Gardeners Gives Back. It's kind of our charitable vehicle, our charitable umbrella, so to say. And what we're doing now throughout the holiday season is what we're calling Gardeners Gives Back, Buy One, Give One. And the Gardeners Gives Back, Buy One, Give One program is really about you're buying a mattress and then we're going to give one back to the local community. And we're going to do that through off the streets. All right. So buy one, give one. We're going to donate a mattress to Off the Streets. And Off the Streets is a wonderful charity here that gets people out of homelessness, helps them secure housing. It's a hand up, not a handout program. And they really work with the family to get them into a great place that they can sustain and get out of homelessness. So we've already ordered a bunch of mattresses, quality mattresses. This is stuff that we would put our own children on. You really can't tell from the screen that they're what that is in the box, but that is a box mattress. We actually sell quite a few of those overall. But these are quality mattresses that any child, any teenager, any parent, mom and dad is going to be real happy and comfortable to sleep on, because what good's sleeping in a house when you can't get good sleep? And so we help them with that. So that's what Buy One, Give One's all about. So what we're asking you to do throughout the next couple months is really come in and support that through what we call our Roundup effort. Again, I talked about this earlier. So Gardeners Gives Back, the Roundup Help Out function. This is where you become our customer. And let's say your invoice rounds out to $997.50. All right. You're going to donate $250 to make that an even $1,000. So that $2.50 goes into the pool of money. And that's where we go and buy those mattresses. That's where we go and give donations. And specifically the Roundup money, more often than not, although for the remainder of the year, we're designating it towards giving back money for the mattresses. Up through this month, it's gone to area food banks. Okay. So Roundup is rounding up those dollars to a whole number. Can be $1, can be $20, could be $100. We've had people do all of that, anything in between. This is your opportunity to just kind of extend your gratitude, make your invoice a nice, even round number, just like it is at the grocery store or the pharmacy. And you also then help out. And then we get that money to either food banks, or throughout the rest of the year, the holidays, we're going to donate that towards getting more mattresses for Off the Streets. All right. When we look at our sales, let's just say it that way. When we look to offer sales here in the store, we created something called Double Deals. Double Deals is a really great way. You get to pick your discounts and you maximize your savings. All right. This is something that, as a business owner, for me, one of our core values here is integrity. And we always want to treat every customer that comes in the door the same way. I don't want any one customer looking at another customer that got the same mattress in the same size and thinking, well, I got the better deal than my neighbor Joe did. Double Deals stops that. Double Deals gives you the discounts that work for you, for your situation, for your needs. Our team is able to present the savings opportunities to you, and they work with you to maximize those savings based on what your needs are. Maybe you can pick something up so you don't need delivery. Maybe you're getting a king and you have a queen now, so a size upgrade makes sense. These discounts are aligned to give everybody maximum savings, and there's 2 lists of discounts, thus the name Double Deals. And you can get more of that information on our website, gardenersmattressandmore.com/sales. And all of that information is right on there. But again, we're going to help you maximize those savings. And my team will sit here and they'll really point out the different paths. Well, this path, going that way might make sense at first, but going this way, you're going to save an extra $100 or $50, whatever it might be. So that's Double Deals. All right. gardenersmattressandmore.com/sales. We're the guys that wrote the book, right? So we wrote the book Sleep Better. So Sleep Better really was another mission to say, we are really here to help. We are really the store that is willing to give you a lot of great information. We researched this information, compiled from my 20 years in this industry, on how to, create a sleep routine, create good sleep habits, have good sleep hygiene. And when you get this book, we've had a few people get this book, and they say that ultimately they don't need to buy a mattress because the information's been so great that they improve their sleep routine and their sleep habits and they're feeling better. That's how good the book is. So I'd love for you to get this book. You can go to gardnersmattressandmore.com/sleep-better and we'll give you the book. Pretty cool. As if that's not cool enough, one thing that we like to really hang our hat on, right? Like a lot of stores, whether it's a mattress store or an appliance store, somebody that sells windows or does landscaping, oftentimes they're going to explain to you, we're the best for these reasons. I would have my customers, the thing that I like the most and hang my hat on, I really like having our customers speak for me. So all of these books are all about the happy buying experience, volume 1 and 2. We've got back pain solved. We've got mattress replacement success. These books are actually handwritten testimonials. So people in 2022 mail back these forms and they write about their positive experience and they send them back in 2022. I think that's very special today as compared to Google reviews and Facebook reviews, which online reviews are fantastic and we have hundreds and hundreds of them. But as an owner, I check the temperature on how well we're doing by how many of these we get mailed back. And it's at least we get 1 or 2 a day mailed back to us, these forms. So you can learn more about us, about what our customers have to say by going to gardnersmattressandmore.com/reviews. I think that's very cool. I referenced earlier about how we have mattresses in boxes. That's not so much new technology. I actually, in my 20 years in this industry, have worked on both sides of the industry, retail and wholesale. And I sold mattresses in boxes 15, 18 years ago. So it's not so much a new thing, but what is new is that brick and mortar retailers are partnering with some of these online brands. And we actually have 3 partnerships with online brands where we sell their product, and all of that product comes compressed and rolled in a box, which makes it easier for you to take home, makes it easy to deliver and get upstairs. And we are full service delivery, but those 3 brands we do offer are Dream Cloud. So Dream Cloud hybrid mattresses, we offer those. We offer Nectar Sleep, both Nectar all foam and Nectar hybrid mattresses, which are brand new. And we also offer Harvest. Harvest is a natural organic mattress in a box program. The nice thing about all of those products is that they are compressed and rolled in a box, just like you would have if you bought online. They are the same price online as they are in our store. So you're not being punished at all. And whenever they have a promotion on their website, we offer you that same exact promotion. The benefit is you get to do business locally, support a local business who you see through this show. We support our local community, but you also do get to try and experience it. And that's very nice. So we offer all the perks that the online companies do right here in our store, right here in your town. And we'd love for you to invest in those products with us and experience them. So we have all of those here, and we'd love for you to be able to try those out. And finally, as I look to wrap up the little business segment of the show, I want to talk with you about the type of season we're in. We're coming into, Black Friday, the month in which most all traditional retailers go in the black. Their profits go up for the year. They make their year this month and through the holiday season. You're going to see a lot in the mattress world that has a lot of deep discounts, 50 to 80% off. And I'm here to tell you a lot of that just never is really the full story or even any story. More often than not, the 50 to 80% off price isn't even a real price. It's a fake and inflated price. I actually have one of those handwritten reviews from a former big chain store that's since gone out of business, where one of their employees bought from us because they saw the real value from us, even after navigating all their discounts, all their savings, all their employee pricing. We were still a lower price option. So just remember, if it seems too good to be true, it likely is. And if you'd rather be working with somebody that cares about finding the right fit for your body, for your sleep needs and for your budget first, and not about the biggest sale at the supposed biggest discount, we'd love to be that option. We'd love to be your choice. And we'd be honored that you chose to become our customer. And we're going to work with you to find that right fit so you are happy, waking up pain-free, sleeping better, more restored every morning. And we're going to work with you to do that within your budget because we have all those price points. So that's what we'd love to do. And you can check out everything we have at gardnersmattressandmore.com. So I have really enjoyed being with you on this episode. It was a solo episode. It's my first one in a little while. Ben had a handful over the summer, so I hope I did good. But I appreciate everybody watching, checking out what Mark and I had to say about giving back. We have the Extraordinary Give later this month. You'll be hearing all about it all throughout the county and all the major news sources, and it'll be in the paper and on TV. So make sure to check it out, and please look into doing Mark's $40 challenge. I think that's really smart. You go to fllmag.com and all the details are there. And I'd love for one of our Lancaster Connects listeners and watchers to be one of those folks that gets featured next year. All right. So that's episode 70, Lancaster Gives Back. And see, there's why I need Ben by my side. And it's also great to have a great producer. We have to do the prize later. So we're getting that fired up. Let's see. Oh, Amy Larchuk. Congratulations, Amy. There's a new name, new listener and watcher this week, I believe. Amy, congrats. So you can come into the store anytime we're open and get your choice of a restaurant gift card or some of our less snore, more cuddle drinkware. Your choice. Congrats again. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you next week on Lancaster Connects. Take care.